we're not sure who needs to hear this. We invite you to listen and think about, are you spiritually nurturing yourself, right? Are you caring for, are you tuned into, are you on a roller coaster ride? Do you ever assess, Diane, a scale of 1 to 10, do you check in with yourself and say, this is where I am today, this is where my alignment is today? And what does that mean for you, right? So that is like that opener of um how can I always want to say, like, how can I be better, right? And for me, it comes across a little bit about how can I serve better? That's part of my journey. That may not be everybody's journey. But Diane, what are some ways that you check in with your spiritual health and care for yourself spiritually? And again, I always hear it as a roller coaster.
It can be a roller coaster, and our spiritual health is nothing. My parents, it was not really part of my upbringing, whereas our physical health is the focus, right? Brushing your teeth every day, washing your body, going for checkups, going to see the doctor when you're physically not feeling well. But um, most doctors never ask you, well, how's your emotional health? Today it's mental health. They do want to know that. There are questions on that, but they're still not asking when you go in for those checkups, what's your spiritual health like? And it is a part of us. To be holistically healthy is, body, mind, and spirit. We're so much more than our physical bodies and our minds. Those are things we have, but our true essence is that we are spiritual beings or energy beings. And how do I check in with it? It's more like when I'm feeling out of alignment of myself, my authenticity. I know that I'm not nurturing myself spiritually, and that can look different for everybody. For me, a big thing is being in nature, getting outside, grounding, connecting with animals and plants. For a long period of time, and I've certainly always been connected and love being in nature, but I go in waves, I feel like, with reading different things and feeding my soul through um, spiritual teachings, readings, writings, and just spending time in meditation, connecting with my source, right? It's like I tell my clients a lot, it's like we're the cell phone and our battery power is going down. And so when you see your phone battery starting to die, what do? You immediately plug it in to charge it back up. And if we're not plugging into our source, the universe, spirit, God, whatever, creator, the divine, we're spiritually depleting ourselves. And that's
Right. Yeah.
what about for you?
Well, it's so funny because, like, resources come when I hear you, it's kind of like, where's my resource level at? Like, how do I refill my resources? Am I
Mm-hmm.
going to my physical diet, or am I going to my spiritual
Mm.
I don't want to use the word diet, I want fulfillment. And I think, like, when I kind of say roller coaster, it's not always the same thing for me. I find that I go in waves. Writing, like spiritually writing and
Writing, yeah.
expressing. Sometimes I need to express light language, and that lifts me up.
Yes.
I know that being in nature, but I can't always get there. Like, that's not, sometimes just stepping outside, kicking the shoes off and standing in the grass is enough. Other times I need more. I need to be in the woods. I need to be communing. I know last night I was called to finishing the biggest cycle that we just went through with. I needed to put my feet in the ocean, in water, natural sources of water. So lucky that I was able to do that. And and listening to spiritual teaching that meets me where I am, doesn't take me back. I don't want to go backwards to things that were very early on my journey that may not have aligned. Um, um, Checking in with, it's coming. I'm sorry, it's coming. Checking in with when I get up in the morning, like what are my needs for the day? I'm going to have physical needs. I'm going to have things I have on my to-do list, but how can I do them better? And I find the days that I don't check in and ask, how can I do this better? I have a rougher go of it. And then by the end of the day, it was like, I can't do this again tomorrow. I need to do it better. And that's kind of that roller coaster. And the days that I'm having, my connection is there and I'm receiving and I'm getting direction compared to the days where I don't sleep well and I was on my phone at 3 in the morning because I was awake. You see the patterns. And then I get up and I'm tired and my body hurts. And then I reach for food that's not nutritious, serving my body on a high level. It's like you get into that slump, and it's like, I'm going to have to do this different. And what can I reach for in the moment? Right.
Mhm.
And that breath comes in, right? That's that quick alignment for me. Like, how am I going to fix this right now? I need to get into the breath. I need to get into the moment and I need to get a little quiet, but I can't stop every day and do my breathing all day, and refocus myself because we are in this world and we're doing physical things and gotta go get the groceries and things have to happen. And going back to that example of being overtired and my body not feeling well, and like those signals come up for me that when I notice, like it's a pattern, you have to begin to notice it. And I need to get into nature tomorrow. I need nature to show up for me tomorrow. How am I going to get into nature tomorrow? And then when you wake up tomorrow, it's like, oh, this perfect, beautiful alignment opened up for me. Like somebody's just invited me on a beautiful nature walk. Thank you. Right. And the more you get, I find I get in touch with what my needs are and where I'm at, and I'm feeling depleted, the answers come easier on how to fix that. And always meditation is just, I love that. Don't always have extended hours during the day to do that, right? Walking to the end of the driveway, getting your mail, like just taking those moments, doing it in bare feet. Um, Finding those little moments have helped me to up level myself a little bit during the day. Um, yeah, so it's a personal subject, I think.
It is a
Um,
personal subject
yeah.
for sure, but this is, here at the Soul Lake Collective channel, we're all about bringing spirituality into your everyday. And, as a child growing up, my spirituality was we'd go occasionally to church on Sundays, but dismiss anything else around that the rest of the week. And it didn't feel very spiritual at all to me. And, back then I probably would have associated the word spiritual with church and religion, which they can go hand in hand together beautifully for many people, but it really has nothing to do with religion. It is the remembrance of who you are, who we all are, and how powerful we are, and when we are connected with that truth. um eh, it's like everything else falls away, right? It brings
Mhm.
us into the moment, the present moment, to be more mindful and to realize what a gift life is. Like life isn't happening to us, it's happening for us, and it's here for us to wake up to it, the miracle of it. And just like Karen said, just if you're walking to your mailbox, and even if you live in an apartment in the city, maybe you pass a neighbor and just gazing, or looking into their eyes and extending a friendly greeting, or seeing God in everything,
Mhm.
right? Seeing the creator's creations in all of it, and connecting to that we are all connected. Everything is connected. We're all woven together. Um, life recognizing the beauty in life. And
Mm,
yes, there's a lot of turmoil happening on this planet.
mm,
Um, but when we feed into our fears around that, or the discomfort around that, or the judgments around it, or feeling helpless around what's going on, like, no, remember, remember your power. And when we can all connect with the light, soul light that is within, we emit that out. And it's, we've said this before, it's a ripple effect when we're in that, when we are spiritually healthy, when we are nurturing not just our physical body. I mean, our physical body, yes, we want to nurture that because it's the house of our spirit, right? It's what we are. It's like our shell. It's what we are living in while we are here in this world. So why wouldn't you want to take as best care of your physical body as you can, as well as your mind and your emotional self, right? What are you thinking? What are your, how are you feeling emotionally? Are you walking around every day, like, you know, throwing the F-bomb around at everybody who passes you? Or are you holding on to anger and resentment? Like all of those things we have to be aware of.
mm,
But the more we nurture ourselves spiritually, the better we feel physically and emotionally and mentally too. I mean, you can't have one without the other. You
mhm.
can't just have your physical health and not be healthy mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Um, because once you nurture, you start to nurture your spiritual health, you do feel better emotionally, you do feel better mentally, and you do feel better physically.
Right. And I'm at that point where it's like when you are like it's when you are feeling that you are feeling elevated and you are I'm getting tingles all down the back of my head. Um, that and like uh, um, how do you want me to say that? Like that's when the synchronicities show up, right?
Yes,
So it's when,
yes.
right? Like there it is. So it's like you're taking care, right? You're taking care of all of it. You're taking care. And then you go out in the world and you're like, oh, a feather. Oh my gosh, yesterday I had a license plate 3333. And it was just like it was such a beautiful confirmation of message for me. And then these things start to increase for you. And then you realize like there's the check-in, right? Where are my messages? Where are my synchronicities? I'm not in alignment because I'm not receiving that, right? And then I
That's
turn
right.
and I look to myself and I say, where do I need to look? Where do I need to go inward? What needs to be attended to um spiritually for myself so I can get back to that? And there it is. Like I'm just sitting here listening to you, and I've had two birds like literally like come right to my window. And I'm just kind of like, thank you, thank you. And I want to be in that place. So I do take care spiritually. I do check in. What do I need today? What do I need to do today? How do I serve better today? And then the synchronicities show up, and it's this beautiful balance. Like you could say my angels are surrounding me right now. You could be fully in. I'm in the numerology of that. It doesn't matter. That's the best part. It's what aligns in your heart. It's what drives you to move forward. It's what keeps you on your path. And there's such excitement in that for me. Um, I look for them, right? I look for it and you feel it. You're like, maybe I'm not
Yeah,
spiritually in my top health today. And then I
yeah.
spend that time. I put my feet in the ocean, and then the next morning, beautiful things happen for me. Um, that's the path I've built for myself. Yeah.
And while you were sharing that beautiful share, I happen to have a deck of oracle cards sitting right on my desk, and
What did you get?
I was drawn to pull one for this conversation.
Ah, love it. Look at
It's,
that power.
yeah, it's all about being in your center. So no matter what's going on, this is the eye of the storm, right? No matter what's going on, and I love the oops, where
The
is it?
guide, there it
The
is, the
light right
guiding
there,
light.
right? The
Yeah.
guiding light, right? No matter what's going on in the world around you, whether it's your own personal, family stuff, or the world at large, when you are in your center, in your truth, in your essence, um, you're in your peace.
Yeah.
You are spiritually healthy. You are grounded. You are safe. As you
Receiving. Yeah.
yes, receiving. So I love that image.
What a
That
great
is
card. I'm so glad you
powerful.
pulled that.
Yeah.
And it's 18 is adds up to a 9, and
There you
9 is like,
go. See the
right?
number,
That's
not the number
my number
overhead right
9.
there. Number
That's my
9
number.
is finish what you were saying about number 9.
Oh,
The
it's
number
just been
9.
it's been one of my synchronicities that has been with me since I stepped onto my path. It has always shown up. It has always reinforced for me. It almost answers questions for me. And that wasn't something that used to happen. I used to have, a lot of struggles. And what does this mean? What do I do? And now when I'm open, I'm in my heart space. My mind is free and I'm able to go out in the world. I experience 9 and I just love 9. It's one of my favorites.
And I'm glad you just said that, in your heart space, because what is being centered even mean, right? It's not, I'm centered in my thoughts. It's that coherence, that heart mind coherence, that body mind spirit coherence of integration. And when you are feeling at peace and knowing that everything is really okay, um, remembering
Yeah.
how powerful you are.
Yeah. You'll know, I think and I'm just throwing this in last, and I notice that when I am in that space, that's when the words come easily, right? Because I'm always about that expression, right? So when the heart is in alignment with what I'm receiving and my mind is not overtaking me, I'm able to express at such a higher level. And that's such a gift. That is a gift I experience, I receive, because I wasn't able to be like that before I stepped onto my journey, when my head was buried and all of my worldly problems took over my day, and I was very unsecure. And yeah, and then I can express my words from a better place and share. It's all about sharing.
It is, as well as receiving, you know, we talked about signs and synchronicities, but connecting with your inner GPS system, right? Your intuition. When we are not connected spiritually, or not, in spiritual health, it's a lot harder to connect with your intuitive self, and really being able to listen for the guidance that we're so desperately seeking, right? We're looking at all the external sources, how to
Yes.
fix things, how to fix
Yes.
your health, your maybe it's your career you're just miserable in, right? But you're
Mhm.
looking everywhere outside of yourself, and all the answers lie within. Yeah.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And there it is, right? Like, who needs to hear that? I think that's how we kind of opened. I don't know who
Mhm.
needs to hear it. Um, but it may have spoken to you. And Diane and I love coming on and talking about like these subjects that we kind of narrow it down through the conversation. And if this speaks to you and you like our channel and what we're sharing, please subscribe, share, join us. Feel free to check out our information below. Diane and I offer sessions if you want to sit with us and work with us individually. And we really look forward to bringing more. That is our goal. More connection, more light to everyone's life that we can interact with. So
And
thanks
I
for
don't
being
know why
here.
my the lighting here, I guess it's the clouds, keeps going in
Cloudy.
and out, in and out. I'm usually in another room, but thank you all so much for joining us. We love you all so much. Check out some of our light language videos that'll
Yeah.
be linked. We have a playlist too, and a playlist for tips and tools for to be more aligned holistically, to feel better in body, mind, and spirit. So, and we would love your ideas. If you have a topic idea you'd like for us to cover, please let us know. And take care, everyone. We'll see you in the next one.